just broke. This is Big Ten news, so this is relevant. You're talking about Illinois. Illinois athletics just announced a, quote, transformational gift at a transformational time, end quote. University of Illinois alumnus Larry Geis has made a $100 million gift to the Illinois Division of Intercollegiate Athletics, the largest gift in the history of the department. In recognition of his contribution, Illinois Memorial Stadium will now be known as Geis Memorial Stadium. Okay, that's pretty insane. That's pretty insane, Mark. So my question is, does that change anything? I mean, I know there's always donors and gifts to different programs, but that's a lot of money.
I would love to hear the conversations that are being had about what to do with that money.
How much is Brett Bielema involved with those conversations as the head coach, who may not be there in a few years? You know, I mean, he could end up somewhere else.
So if they're putting this guy's name on the stadium, he is obviously highly invested in football, it sounds like.
I mean, they're renaming the. I mean, they're not totally renaming it. That's amazing.
Wow.
So
Geis
yeah,
Field.
I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. GIES. So
I'm going to go with Geis. Geis Field, Geis Stadium at Illinois. So I wonder if he has that locked down for the rest of his life, for the rest of eternity, what the conditions are.
The rest of eternity. Well, I don't, based on the way this is read, I mean, I didn't read the full release, but based on what they posted on social media, and maybe, again, I could totally be wrong about this, but it may not be like a contractual thing where they're required to keep it for a certain amount of time. Maybe it's just he wants to donate $100 million and rename the stadium after me. And I don't know if those things have to be in writing. It's a gift. How can it be in writing if it's a gift? It's a transaction. I don't think a gift there can't be stipulations on a gift, right? I don't know how that works for a public institution, but.
And then if I know what people are thinking in the chat, and I totally get it, because the first thing I'm thinking is how much do they pour into that football team in terms of not facilities or anything like that, the actual football team paying players to attend the University of Illinois and play football, and then just the responsibility of taking that money and then determining who's worth the 300,000 here or the 1 million there, what recruits, what transfers, and is this guy just okay with it regardless? You just do with it as you will. I just wanted my name on the stadium and I've got $100 million laying around. There it is.
So the question is, for someone that doesn't follow the economics as much as you do behind the sport, with the new revenue sharing rules, I mean, how do they do that? How can you manage? You can't just pour more money into revenue sharing, correct?
Yeah, so that is an interesting question you bring up, because the revenue sharing comes directly from the revenue of the sport, not individual gifts.
Yeah,
this is also not an NIL situation.
Right. My guess is this can't legally go to the players or by rule in any way go to players directly. So my guess is so there's got to be ways to go around that, right? I don't know. I mean, I think that's probably, in a sense, that's what the NCAA and this NIL committee is trying to avoid, things like this happening where it is giving, it's basically just a donor saying we want it. So my guess is this has to, by rule, go to facilities or equipment and all those things. So then it's like, can you make your locker room better? Can you, how much does it make to do a drastic improvement on a stadium? Does that stadium need work, or has it been revitalized in the last couple of decades.
Well, I've never been there, but by the looks of it on TV, it does not look like one of the great shrines of college football.
That would probably be the one thing that I'd be saying if I'm Brett Bielema. Let's how much does it take to? And I'm not saying that 100 million is going to get you a new stadium, but how many improvements? How much can we do to get students more involved? Like that would be the thing. You can really imagine the amount of promotion. However, you could do whatever you wanted to promote to your student body to get more students in there every single week. Hey, what would prevent Illinois from saying we have $100 million, so now all the students are going to get in free for the next 5-10 years? That would be a drop in the bucket. $100 million. Every student gets free admission. In fact, hey, we're going to pay you to come. We can't pay our student athletes, but we can pay our students. We're going to start paying students to walk inside Memorial Stadium. You remember that episode? Remember that part of Dumb and Dumber where they're walking into the hotel and Jim Carrey's got the $100 bills and he's here you go, here you go, here you go. That's what's going to be. That's going to be Brett Bielema before all the games at what do we say, Geis Memorial Stadium.
I'm just trying to figure out why you would do that to give it to students.
Well, they need a better environment. Like if you can't make drastic improvements to the actual facility, if you can get a really good environment in there, it's going to make the most out of the facility you have. That's all I'm saying.
You figure out how to circumvent that money to get it to players and acquiring a better roster.
Well, but see, that's against the rules.
Well, I know it's against the rules, but I'm saying, and I'm not saying to go against the rules. I'm saying that there has to be some way to say we can now fund some things that otherwise would be going elsewhere, and we have plenty of money for X, Y, and Z now. Therefore,
yeah, no, I'm sure all these programs, they're finding a way around the rules, but I'm just trying to think of,
like there have to be collectives out there that do give toward facility upgrades and other things. And then you say, okay, we don't need that now.
Yeah, but you can't, it's not like you can just say, well, we've replaced those dollars with this fundings. And so now we're going to bring the rules still apply to revenue sharing.
I'm just thinking there's got to be somebody smarter than me that knows how the game's played and can
that's
figure
also
out
what the people who have enacted these new rules, that's what they're trying to avoid.
And I also don't know the status of Illinois' facilities in terms of the comparison against other teams in the Big Ten, whether they seriously need an upgrade or not. Yeah.